welcome back to the best and the worst. We finished The Shining like a week ago, and there was a big delay. But we just finished Doctor Sleep.
Yes.
Um, as I mentioned in the intro of that video, which will be uploaded after this on YouTube, uh, Mark had a family emergency, and his wife is due with their first child pretty soon, in like probably the next few days to a week. So he didn't was not able to finish out the series.
Hmm.
We did make an update on Patreon as well that this will be the last series we will do until sometime in November. We were trying to squeeze in the Scream series before Halloween. That's not going to happen anymore. I'm actually moving in a week as well, so I'll be busy.
Yeah, lots
Um,
of things happening in
yeah,
October.
unless Mary, you want to just do the reactions by yourself?
I don't know. I don't think I have enough interesting commentary for a whole film. It
Oh, you
depends
got
on the film,
four.
I
You got to do
suppose.
four films.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, even though it'll be after Halloween, I think we'll still plan to do the Scream series once we come back.
Yep.
We'll space these videos out so you know that you probably won't see like a huge lag on YouTube, but Patreon, most of the full reactions there'll be like a I don't know 3 week gap or something.
Yeah.
So
But we'll
anyway,
be back. We'll be back.
The
Ready?
Shining and
Ready?
Doctor Sleep.
So this is gonna be either the fastest or the or the most arguably debate. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, Mary, you can go first.
Me? All
Yeah.
right. Well, I mean, we just finished Doctor Sleep,
Hmm.
and for those when you start watching our reaction to Doctor Sleep, you'll see that I get pretty
No,
excited, and I
absolutely not. We
forget how much
fucking
I
hated
like.
it.
I have forgotten how much I like the film. So for me, are we doing like best or worst, or just first and second place in
Just
this
do your
round?
ranking.
Okay. Well, my ranking first will be Doctor Sleep. Second, obviously, The Shining. And I think for me, the story in Doctor Sleep is just a lot more intriguing. I love how the story progresses. I love how it ties to the original story, but it's not all about reliving the original story. It really, truly could
You
be its
stop
own
stealing all my
film.
points?
Hey, hey, you told me to go first, so all right, go ahead.
No, I mean you can keep going if you want.
Okay, well that's why Doctor Sleep is my favorite. The Shining is good, it's a classic, it's original. It traumatized me for a while with those twins, especially. But to me, honestly, Doctor Sleep kept me extremely intrigued and entertained.
All
Now,
right.
what else new you got to say?
Doctor Sleep. First off, like I just said at the end of our reaction, best horror movie of 2019 because it chapter 2, although I did enjoy it, it was a slight disappointment. I guess I was also expecting a lot. So yeah, I mean, horror movie and like even Stephen King movie, I think Doctor Sleep, took it by a mile. The sad
Oh
part
yeah.
is that it did poorly in the box office, which truly sucks. It deserves more recognition. It
Hmm.
is a great sequel and a horror sequel, which is very hard to find in that
It's very
genre.
rare, actually. Yeah.
Um, to build on some of Mary's points, it does stand on its own for like 80 to 90% of the movie. It starts out with the connection to The Shining to kind of build that bridge, and then it ends with a perfect third act. Just the right amount of nostalgia and just connections to The Shining.
Flashbacks. Hmm.
I love almost everything about this movie, the characters, the pacing. Just like it's literally like X-Men meets The Shining, in my opinion.
A
Uh,
little bit, yeah. Now
yeah,
that you
it
mentioned
kind of
it,
reminds
yeah.
me. There was like two shows growing up. It was like Heroes and the 4400 on
Oh
TV,
yeah.
and they were kind of like X-Men-ish. I feel like this is
Yeah.
kind of related to that.
It's a little bit of a taste of that.
Yeah. That being said, you notice I've not yet said anything about the rankings.
That's true. That's
As
true.
much as I love this movie, The Shining still has to go number one. Because
Really?
there's one word. Iconic.
Why is it? Yeah. Okay. Original.
Listen,
I was gonna say.
I
Original.
know the pacing might be much slower, but it's literally filmed by one of the best directors
Agree.
in film history. It has one of the best performances. I mean, Jack Nicholson's performance. I mean, even
Oh yeah.
compare that to like this rando that they replaced him
No.
with in this.
Yeah.
It's been like embedded in our culture, like pop culture history, for such a long time. And like to us, maybe. I mean, I watched it as a kid, so I do remember like it being great then. Like I said, you can't judge. Like I guess I know it's a slow movie, but you can't judge it based off today's standards. It is such just a iconic movie in itself. That as much as I love Doctor Sleep, I have to. I think we would
What a
literally. I
disappointment!
feel like there would be pitchforks outside of our places right now of people saying, "Who are these people that are putting The Shining below Doctor Sleep?" So I just, based off that, as much as I love Doctor Sleep, The Shining just is just too iconic to rank lower than
Very
Doctor Sleep.
disappointing. Very disappointing.
I
mean,
will.
I agree. I agree with your points, though.
I will do this. If we can't agree on this, and since we lost our tiebreaker, we're going to implement a rule, and we're probably going to have to do this for the Versus series when we start doing those. Although, we could just do a ranking. There is no best and worst in this scenario. We just disagree, and we just put them as reactions.
Sure.
Because
I mean,
we both love Doctor Sleep,
yes.
and The Shining is what it is. It's just one of those movies that everyone loves and everyone
It's iconic.
like its greatness that will live on for years and years and decades and generations, and
And it will traumatize me forever and ever and ever.
I mean, literally, there's a Mountain Dew commercial like 6 months ago that they still are referencing The Shining. So it's just insane, like how much of it is in pop culture. Just like The Matrix, Mark, and not the prequel trilogy.
Mark's not here to defend himself.
He probably won't even get to this part of the video to even realize.
He's probably gonna mention something about it the next time.
Well, that'll be luckily a month from now, so I can take a break from that. But I don't know, Mary. Do you want to agree, or do you just want to agree with my rankings?
No, I wanna. I'm not gonna agree with your rankings.
Right.
I think I still keep my rankings.
Bring out the pitchforks.
I feel heavily about Doctor Sleep. I'll watch out for those pitchforks. But I'll agree that, they're both really great films.
All right, well, the first time ever we have a draw.
And I guess
so.
This is what happens when we're missing our key, tiebreaker.
I don't even know what to put as the thumbnails or the title of these reactions. It's just gonna be like reaction, and that's it. We're like a normal channel now. We don't even have
just for this.
All right. Well, the next series, when we get to it, will be Scream.
Yes.
I will say, it was one of my favorite series growing up. Like I literally watched the first movie, I think, when I was like 10, without my parents realizing what I was watching.
This is definitely going to relive a lot of, like somewhat childhood memories here. Yeah.
I will say I really dislike one movie out of the series, but most of the movies I loved and have rewatched a million times. So
it's been a while, so I don't remember what happens exactly in every film. Well, obviously I remember the first, I remember the last, but in between it's kind of blurry.
Yeah. Also, we won't be doing the TV series. I've never actually watched a TV series, but that won't be included in this. I don't even know if it actually has a connection or not. But I know they have just started filming Scream 5, or I don't know if it's like a reboot or a sequel. Hasn't been too clear about that yet.
So we might add to it eventually.
Yeah, this is Scream 1 through 4. So.
All right. Well, looking forward to that because I haven't watched those since I don't remember the last time.
Yeah. Well, see you guys in 2021 when we have a vaccine. I'm just kidding. Hopefully we'll be back in November, maybe Worst
Yes.
case scenario, December.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you're subscribed to our Patreon, we will have a video out probably for at least 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, I'm going to spread these videos out enough where there won't be a huge gap. So
Yep.
thanks again. Comment down below and tell Mary what you think about her rankings.
About
And just
Dr. Sleep.
put a little pitchfork icon.
Pitchfork. I look forward to
Uh,
those pitchforks, guys.
yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone.